Hello guys, today we're going to be building a Windows 7 era PC. So this is more probably like 2015, so it isn't really, but you know, it's 2015 parts, it's around that age of like 2015, so you know, even though Windows 10 and Windows 8.1 were out, people were still using Windows 7, and so this is mainly like Windows 7 parts anyways. So I'm going to do the first part today, and once I get all the other parts that arrive in the next few days, I'll do the second part where we'll finally have the PC built and it will be put together. So starting off here, we have our ASRock B85M HDS. It's got 2 RAM slots, PCIe, so LGA 1150 socket, and it's got basically most of the modern stuff you need for like Windows 7. You've got your USB 3.0 port here for front I/O, and we've got quite a few rear I/O because we've got DVI, VGA, HDMI, USB 2, USB 3, Ethernet 1 gig, audio jacks, PS2, mouse and keyboard. So it's a pretty good motherboard, and we're going to be installing an i7-4790 CPU. Close look at it there. So we're going to install it just like that. And the CPU is installed. Now let's install our CPU cooler. So we're going to be using an Intel stock cooler, which I know it's not like a Hyper 212 or anything, but a lot of people were using stock coolers with an i7-4790. Let's just open this fresh pack of thermal paste, and here's our thermal paste. And we're going to put just like a pea dot size. That's probably enough right there. Now let's install our Intel stock cooler. So there we go, we've got our CPU and CPU cooler installed. Now for the RAM. So here are 2 8GB Crucial sticks. This is a 8GB DDR3 1600 MHz stick, and so is this one. So it's a kit of 2, 16 gigs, and we're going to install it right now. Now it's time to get the case out. Let's go install the I/O shield and then the motherboard. So the I/O shield is now installed. Time to put the motherboard in. Now it's installed. Now let's plug in this fan to the motherboard. Now I'm going to plug in all these headers for the case into the motherboard. What's very strange is the power LED is like this 3-pin thing, but there's only like 2 wires, and this motherboard here, it has a place for only 2 pins right next to each other, not 2 spaced out, so I can't actually plug this in. Now for the PSU, we've got this Thermaltake TR2 500 watt power supply here. Should be plenty for our system, so let's just slot it in. Perfect. The power supply has been installed. Now there's a few extra things we need to do, because I've got these spare fans and we're going to install them inside this PC. So I'm just going to quickly install these, and so I'll speed up the video for you just so you can kind of see a time lapse of installing these, because fans are not easy to install PCs, because you need like a nice big screwdriver with a proper handle to actually be able to turn the screws inside, but these ones are already used, so it'll probably be easy. Oh wait, before we do that, what I want to do is quickly lift up the PC and route the cable for the power for the CPU on the motherboard back behind here while I can still access it, because once I put the fans in the top, you're not going to be able to actually plug anything in. Here's the power cable. It's coming right from the side, so I'm just going to feed it through the gap below the motherboard, and I should be able to just get it around and under, or maybe not. I might just have to plug it into the motherboard up the top here and like do some sort of cable routing on the board itself. Finally got it routed, so it comes down and then goes down the side of the motherboard. Should be alright. Okay, now it's installing the fans. Okay, so all the fans have been installed. Now it's time to get this installed. Oh crap, that's putting stress on the RAM stick right there. Oh man, that's not a good idea. It's bending it right there. Okay, well, let's take that fan out. I'll place it probably like in the bottom if I can. Okay, so I've removed this fan. The RAM stick seems to be relatively okay. It's slightly bent, so let me just push it back a bit, but let's hope we didn't break anything. Probably didn't. It isn't like a full snap. It was more just bending, so hopefully it'll be good. So I've installed that extra fan down at the bottom, so we have air coming up and exhausting out the top here. We have air coming from the front and going out the rear. Hopefully that'll be good. It's probably a better design from the original idea I had. I'm going to do some cable management. I'm going to clean up all this mess here inside the PC. And also, just so you know, the fans, for the ones I just installed, the stock one from up the top, they use Molex, so I'm just going to plug all those into the power supply because the motherboard does not have enough headers. And we should be good, and plus, good luck keeping this machine quiet anyways. It's an old system. So things are a little bit cleaner. I've got some of the cables out of the way, but we still need these here because these are important cables for like SATA, and we're going to be installing a disk drive, a SATA SSD, and a 1TB hard drive. And it's all done. Now, all we have left is basically the 8-pin plus 6-pin adapter for the GPU. Okay, let's see if this works. We're getting an output. i7-4790 shows up. All the RAM shows up. Yeah, everything's good. Now, that's about it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned for part 2 when we add the GPU and our PC will be complete. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.